been too long, so it's time for another Blu-ray, book, and Funko haul. Let's just go ahead and dive right into this deal. If you want the simple reason I haven't done many of these is because I haven't purchased as many Blu-rays as of recently. Just how much of that is my shelves are getting full, some of it is just getting stuff in fan mail. There's so many streaming services. There's whatever it is that I just haven't purchased as many things in the last several years. And so when I have, it's kind of spread over some months. And so maybe I've had things and I almost did it, but it didn't end up happening. But anyway, let's get into this. First up, we've got Tron, the original Tron. And this is one of these movies, I grew up watching because I was a kid of the 80s. And then they did Legacy. And my wife and I went to go see that. Had a lot of fun watching Tron Legacy. And I don't think either one of them have great stories, but they're just great experiences because they're so unique visually. And through a bizarre circumstance, we accidentally stole the only copy of Tron, the DVD, in the North Austin suburbs from the rental places. It was only at like one Blockbuster, and we rented it and forgot to return it. And so then it ended up just at our house, and we're like, oh, wait, are we the culprit? Are we the reason that you can't rent Tron? So we did that back in the zeros in the early days of our marriage. We were troublemakers back then. But now I own my own copy of the movie, so this is one that we'll have a lot of fun watching the Tron movies with our kids, I guess, not too long from now, because we're quickly approaching our new Tron Ares. Next up, we Cole the Conqueror. This was a first-time watch for me. If you don't know what this is a late 90s movie that was supposed to be a third Conan film. They wrote the script to be Arnold's third Conan movie. Arnold turned it down, and they're like, okay, we don't want to do Conan without Arnold. So they adapted it into Cole. Cole was from the same author that created Conan. He was the predecessor to Conan. There was the same basic idea, different era. And so they just converted it over, and it was during the heyday of Hercules and his legendary journeys with Kevin Sorbo. So they got Hercules to play fake Conan, Cole. Watched it for the first time 2 nights ago, and it kind of lived up to his reputation as not being particularly good. But they had a new Red Sonja movie come out last week, kind of. It played in some theaters, then releases on digital in a week or two. And it's low budget, but it's enjoyable if you like the genre. It's worth checking out if you like the genre. Just go in like knowing you have to forgive cheap VFX, but it's worth checking out otherwise. But in that mindset, I watched the Arnold Conan movies. Tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to watch the Jason Momoa Conan movie, watch the 80s Red Sonja, and I watched one I hadn't watched before, Cole the Conqueror. I actually bought Cole the Conqueror so I can keep watching it over and over and over again, like a man. Then we've got Five Nights at Freddy's. This is a beloved film in my household, not by me, by my son, who it's like his favorite movie of all time, and just his heart was broken because they pulled it off of Peacock or whatever, and I think it was Amazon, and at some point in time, it disappeared. And, that's what he went to bed watching every day that we allowed him to. And then suddenly, he couldn't get that fix of the Five Nights at Freddy's into his veins anymore. So I decided to make it right, do something that would make my son respect me again. I bought him the ever important Five Nights at Freddy's with the digital code, so it is now in our digital library and in physical format. We'll do a twofer up next. Night of the Living Dead and Day of the Dead. I don't have Dawn of the Dead in here. I would imagine it's because I didn't find a version that I wanted to get, or it was too expensive. Of the original trilogy of George Romero zombie films, Dawn of the Dead is by far my favorite of his zombie movies. So I guess whenever I was looking around to see which one to buy, I didn't spot it in there. If you don't know, this year's 31 on 31 is zombie movies, so I might be doing a few of these, and you might be seeing a number of zombie movies coming up in these videos in the near future. So, one of these, Criterion Collection. This is not just did we get Night of the Living Dead. Like, this is Criterion right here. So, fancy, beloved format to get them in, and the movie that invented the zombie movie genre. Then we have Day of the Dead. I've actually only seen this one time back in like 2004. And this is the third in the original trilogy of films, and has the most memorable kill out of all of them. One guy. Seen it one time and it's stuck with me over 20 years later. So excited to watch that one again. And Liam is getting older, so he might actually end up watching a number of those with me. I'll make him. He'll certainly make him watch Dawn of the Dead, or The Dawn of the Deads. Then we got Naked Gun Trilogy. This one, obviously, purchased this one with, of course, the new movie coming out. Watched the old ones, and they hold up. Like, I think there's a little bit of diminishing returns. I think each one is a little bit weaker than the last, and the third one is pretty easily the weakest of the original run, but it's still really funny. Like, it's got some great bits in there, and it's like such smart, dumb comedy that even, watching all these years later, my son watched them with me, and maybe that was a bad idea, but, all the culture references mean nothing to him because it's political stuff, but it's still really funny because it's clever, it's well written, even if you don't get the reference. Then here's one for another movie coming out next month. This is Spinal Tap, and if you don't know, there's a Spinal Tap 2 coming out in September. So we're less than a month away from getting the sequel to this movie. I don't have particularly high expectations for the obvious fact or reason that long-delayed sequels don't have the best reputation. And does the magic of this from 41 years ago, does it hold up? Will it work? Like Harry, he's literally in his 80s, his mid-80s. These guys are pushing 80. Will it work? I don't know. I mean, keep in mind, seen Better Call Saul. This guy right here, that's Chuck McGill. That's Jimmy's brother. Like, you just imagine Chuck McGill rocking out heavy metal style. I don't know. I don't know if it'll work, but hey, certainly the thing that comes out of this is the big thing that comes out of it is that Liam wants to watch this with me. We almost saw it in the theater. They did for the 41st anniversary, 41st being a reference to our Amps Go to 11. They put it in the theaters a month ago. We had tickets. It overlapped with something else that I had to do. So I had to drop out, even though I didn't want, it's like, I've never seen it on the big screen. My son wants to watch a 40-year-old comedy. So close. Then two of these, I pre-ordered these back in March or whatever when the show was running, but don't buy nearly as many Funkos because my shelves are full. It's kind of fun. There's things that are, I see them every time I'm in this environment. Every time we create the videos that you watch, I'm looking at 3 shelves of Funkos right here. But also, right on the other side of that wall is a huge wall of more Funkos. That's how many Funkos I have. If you go back and look at my videos, I used to have a desk right there, and it was just a wall of Funkos in front of it. Now they're on the wall outside of here. But I don't buy as many because I don't have anywhere to put them. But I could not turn down Punisher and Daredevil. A little bit of mixed feelings. I wasn't fully satisfied by Born Again, but I'm fully satisfied by these two guys right here. These guys right here look awesome, so needed to add those to my collection and have them visible for me. Even, stuff like, I've got a... Where do we need? There we go. There we go. I mean, I've got a Daredevil Lego figure right here with me. Final thing I wanted to talk about real quick, little plug for a friend in the space. He's huge on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. He has put out a book, Lost in the Stream. I bought my copy of it. It came in the mail just a few days ago. I haven't started reading it yet, but it's a book all about how the algorithms have defined what movies are made and how, well, I'm literally reading the cover of it. So, because I haven't started reading it. So it's literally said, the tagline for it is how algorithms redefined the way movies are made and watched. That is a subject I am interested in, and it's fun to be able to support someone in the space that's created something like this. So I'll put links down below. If you're looking one of those little ways to support creators, do what you can do to, make sure that we can create interesting content, continue to do interesting things. Like I've never, we've exchanged some DMs. I don't personally know him all that well outside of a few DMs, but someone in the space wrote a book, so I want to send people that way to check it out. And it's about something I am interested in, so one I actively want to read, learn more about, and it's the sort of thing that I normally use to inform my videos and discussing things, in particular on this channel, Sean Chandler Plus. So check that one out, support the space, and also inform you about the way the world of streaming and everything like that. All right, I'll try to put links down below since most of this stuff I bought off of Amazon, so I have little links for it if you want to check it out, get your version of it, get that book, support the space, keep talking movies and TV too much.